Hey guys, what is going on? I wanted to get on here just to rant a little bit, or maybe a lot, I don't know, but I need to rant. So today is one of those days where I really just wish that I had somebody to call, just to like vent to, and I don't. But it's cool, y'all my besties, so you gonna listen to me, okay? You gonna listen to me honestly. And I don't even think it's annoying me, it's just something that I just want to talk about because I just found it weird. Like, y'all gotta help me out here. Like, let me know if I don't know, let me know what your thoughts is on it, because I just find it so crazy, right? My landlord lives in the same house as me, and y'all know how I feel about leaving. Yeah, let me tell y'all that first. Like, y'all know how I feel about, not wanting to be here anymore. First and foremost, let me just say this. When you want something, I feel like that's with anything in life. Like, if you want something, get it. There's different stages in life. Look how y'all follow, a lot of y'all follow me from the get-go. And y'all know my story and things like that, and y'all know how I got this, and talking about how I manifested in here and how I was just so happy, and just everything that I wanted, and I got it. And then now it's like I don't want it anymore. Not that I don't want it, not that I'm not grateful for it, that's not what I'm saying, but it's different stages in life, and there's definitely like elevation. If you're not feeling like you want to elevate, or you're not feeling like you're growing, then something is wrong. Everybody should be growing and wanting more for themselves and things like that. So I think that's the stage that I'm at right now. Before we even get to the rant, let me tell you exactly why it doesn't even bother me. I mean, obviously it bothered me, but it's not bothering me to the point where like I was before. I used to, when I tell you, I used to literally, like, if somebody's energy or vibe towards me was just not right, I would literally just, I would leave. Like, I don't care what I'm doing. Even when with girls, working with girls in the clubs, if I felt like somebody didn't like me, I would literally leave. Like, I would not work with that girl because of her energy. I'm very, 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 very big on that. And you might be like, well, I'm not missing out on no money, or I'm not missing out on, I'm not leaving because of so and so. Nah, I just feel very uncomfortable. And it's crazy me saying that, because I feel like I'm so at peace, and not I'm more at peace now than before. But it goes to show you that it just really takes something to shred the layers off in your life for you to really feel that peace that you always had. That's what I'm saying. Like, I knew that part of me was always there, than me having it right, not just right now, but anyways, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I always was just a peaceful person. If somebody's energy or somebody's vibe wasn't right, like, even I had this other place that I used to live, and these new neighbors, they had moved, and where I was living at the time, it was like a walkway. So whenever I used to order Chinese food, I would order to the address across the street, right? In order for me to go to the front, the person that I was renting from was living in the front, but I had to go, if that was the case, I had to walk all the way around the block, which I didn't want to do, to get my food. So I just always called Chinese food across the street, because from the walkway is right across the street, you know what I mean, like, literally. So I always used to do that. And then these new people had moved, and they were like younger, young crowds. I was younger at the time too, probably like 25, 23, 24. So they were probably around my age, So yeah, then they said, they made a little thing one day, and they was just like, don't send the people over here, so stuff like that. So I would just, ever since they made little remarks like that, like, don't send the Chinese people over here, I would literally just want to leave. Like, I don't know why I always been like that, but that goes to show this situation I'm about to tell y'all is nothing like that. Like, I don't feel like that anymore, because I look at things different now. I look at everything as, and it's crazy how I'm about to feel like I'm about to break down, because just growing just so spiritually is the best thing ever, y'all. Like, because you know, I'm smiling, but I'm about to tell y'all something that's really like annoying. But it's like, why am I not getting mad at it? You know? And I had to really think to myself, like, what the heck is going on? But it's because I'm in tune, you know, like a lot more now spiritually, and it's just the most amazing thing ever. Because you have to, you know, just be aware that everything is always, God is working in your favor at all times, you know. And a lot of times we just, you know, we get so mad at situations, and it's really working in your favor. It's what you asked for, you know what I mean? Like this situation right now. So it's pretty much like, right, I don't want to be here anymore. I've been putting in my mind how I want to leave. You know, I'm just not feeling inspired here anymore. I just want different, you know, different setting, just everything, you know. And it's crazy how everything, the universe is just working its way around, whether good or bad. So let me put that out there too, whether good or bad. First moved here, I realized that I'm very, I'm not like the most outgoing person, but I'm very respectful. Like my grandparents, well, my grandparents period, but my other grandmother from my father's mom, she instilled this from me in me from I was young. And that goes to show that whatever you instill in a child up until they're adults, their subconscious really programs this stuff, you know. And I remember that. And how am I a kid? And I really remember that now and as an adult. You know what I mean? Like that stuff just, it's amazing, you know? So I remember, you know, my grandmother always instilling please and thank you in me. And that's how I always am. To the point where, like, if people are not saying please and thank you, and you're not really you're welcome, because that's not really that, you know, I mean, it's polite, but that's not what I'm talking about. Like, please, thank you, excuse me. You know, those 3 words right there are very powerful. And I feel like if somebody doesn't say that, it really just show manners, you know. So yeah, like I've always had that up until now. Like I'm always please and thank you, and it's not something where I have to think about. It's just something that naturally comes to me because it's just, I'm programmed that way, you know. So anyways, when I moved here, I realized that I was like, my landlord has a son, right? So he has 2 kids. He has like an older son and a young one. His older one's probably like, I don't know, 26, something like that. And then his youngest is probably about like 8, 9. But he's a big boy. Come on, he should have much more manners than that. So anyways, when I first moved, I remember to both of them, you know, because I want to make sure, because remember I told y'all this before, the places where I used to live, I would want to get up out of there ASAP, because if I didn't feel certain vibe where I'm living, where I'm laying my head, I need to be comfortable, because not only does it make me sleep better, I could perform better in my life. Because believe it or not, if somebody's energy is not right subconsciously, you're programming all of that without you even really knowing consciously, you know. So something might happen, or you might be ticked off one day, you don't know exactly why you're ticked off, and that's because of your environment. So if your environment isn't making you feel comfortable, you're not going to be comfortable. No matter how much you try to feel like or tell yourself that you're going to be comfortable and you good and you this, nah. Because it's in your subconscious. It's implanted in your mind. Your mind is a machine. So, you know, your entire body, your entire existence is so intelligent that a lot of people don't understand it. They don't know it, you know. So that's why sometimes your mood might change. And you don't know why. That's because your environment is toxic in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, so, you know, I would say hello, you know, hi, simple hi. And I realized, like, after a while, they weren't saying it, you know, they weren't saying it back. And I'm like, I picked up on that sign, because I'm very aware. I'm not expecting everybody to be like me, but certain things is just, you know, it's just things that I feel like should be instilled, and certain things just aren't. Certain people don't believe in it, you know, I guess, which I don't understand, but They're only messing up their kids' heads and their kids' lives by not instilling certain things in them. But anyways, do what you want. It's your kids, whatever. So yeah, I noticed that, right? To the oldest and the youngest, even to his lady that he lives with or whatever. I said that to her. She never even said she never said hello, nothing. They walked past just like, you know. So, and I really didn't feel no way, like, you know, looking back at, like, you know, the other places that I lived at, I would have eventually, like, as soon as that would have happened, I would have been like, you know what, I'm not feeling this vibe, like, I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to dip. But I really didn't pay them no mind, you know. And so anyways, fast forward, that's one thing, like, they don't have no manners and whatever. So anyway, so how this all started, right? I'm outside just now. I just ordered some Uber Eats, and I went outside to go in, you know, because my door is in the back, and my landlord and his oldest son was out there in the back as well. So I had to walk to the gate to go get the food. So I'm at the gate, and the guy I looked on the app, and it said the 0 minutes. So the guy was supposed to be here, and he wasn't out there. So I had to stand out there and wait. And there's kids out there playing around, doing what they do as kids. So here come his younger son now, right? I guess I seen like a pizza box, so I'm guessing he came from like Papa John's or something like that, like up the block. So I'm standing at the gate. Mind you, this gate is big. So he's like, at first, honestly, I didn't really recognize him because I'm not paying no attention. I'm not, you know, I don't really look in their eyes like that, so it's not like, you know what I mean? So anyways, I realized it was him after the oldest son was like, oh, open the gate, right? And, you know, I try to think about things from all different angles. I'm not closed-minded. I don't just think about one thing or think about my way is this way or whatever I thought that he meant is just that way. Nah, I try to look at things from different angles. Like, my mind is just expanded. That's just how my mind works, you know. So I try to sit here and I'm thinking, I'm like, you know, one thing I'm not gonna do though is drive myself crazy, because listen, your problems is your problems, not mine. I need to keep my high vibrations at all times, okay? Because that's just only gonna mess with me, my energy, my vibes, and my manifestations. So ain't nobody finna block mine, period. He was like, oh, open the gate, like, you know. And mind you, this little boy is literally, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm like sitting there like, look, you really serious? But that's because his parents, you know, instilled this non-manners in him that he feels like he couldn't even say excuse me. And I thought to myself, like, you got to be kidding me. Something simple like that. I'm standing at the gate, and his big brother had to be like, oh, open the gate. Mind you, he was only literally there. He wasn't even standing there for so long. Literally about 2 seconds when he walked it up. So I'm like, oh, wait. Is there a problem? Like, I'm thinking, is there a problem? Like, his big brother, like, where is this? I'm lost. I'm lost because things is just not making sense to me. You know what I mean? I'm like, why his brother gotta talk for him? He don't got a mouth? That little boy don't have a mouth? Like, he could talk. He could say, excuse me, sorry, open the gate and go about his business. You know what I mean? But his brother was like, oh, open the gate. Listen, I just stood right there. The guy was there with my food at the same time. I just said, all right, thank you. And I just left. Didn't even close back the gate. Now, you go close the gate. Since y'all want to be so ignorant and stupid over a simple word. You know what I mean? Because y'all making this little boy, you know, act so retarded. I'm sorry to say, that is retarded. Teach him manners. Teach him respect. Teach him the right thing. Something simple like that. Like, he could have just opened, you know, said, excuse me, open the door, the thing. He's not a baby. He's like 10 years old. I'm thinking, what does that mean, you know? But come to find out, and I don't really care if I'm talking too much of the business of my business. It's not really my business, honestly. It's just, I want to just show y'all how the universe works. That's pretty much what it is, my personal business, because I mean, it's working in my favor regardless, so I could care less. So his father was drinking one day, and he's like telling me basically, so he's like, oh, his son is about to get married and he wants to take this apartment. Okay, y'all, follow along, sis. So he basically told me, and he don't even remember. I know he don't even remember, but I'm not gonna say nothing, you know what I mean? So this is what, let me just finish it. So this is what it is. So that's the problem that he had up with me. But he, honestly, I don't even know where this started from. I just think they're just not nice people, because this was way before, unless he probably wanted to get this apartment before I even rented it. I don't know. But he had it up with me from the get-go, you know, because remember when I told you, I said hi to everybody, and I just felt the vibe was just not there. So it's just not even just now, you know, that he wants to live here with his girlfriend. I mean, his fiance, whatever the case may be. So I'm like, you know, I'm putting two and two together still, not really caring too much about it or putting too much thought into it, but that's just what I came up with, you know. I'm like, he's mad. Oh, he did tell me too that his father, he did tell me too that he was like, he told him, nah, I can't do that, like I can't, you know, put her out, like, you know, basically that's the vibe that I'm getting, right? So I'm getting like, oh, okay, oh, so he's telling his father, oh, put me out because I want to live there. And his father told him, no, I can't just do it like that, right? Oh, now I get it. But now, if I would be the wrong one, right? I would be the bad guy. If I come out and I say, oh, your drunk father told me all your business, right? But you see how things work. He don't even know. He don't even know that his father even told me that. And he don't even know that I even know. But see how people are? But that's what I'm talking about. So it's like these things are happening, and I'm paying attention to it on my higher self level now, right? Not from no egotistical way. That's why I cannot get mad. See, my ego would make me want to get upset, right? To make me want to lash out, to make me want to act a certain way, but I can't. I gotta stick to knowing that this is a part of the plan. You understand? So that's why I say, regardless if it's good or bad, everything is not going to be a good way for you to, you know, just move out, or a good way for you to go on to another job. Nah, sometimes it takes falling out with people. Sometimes it takes falling out with your coworkers, falling out with whoever, you know what I mean? Or that somebody to say certain things to you to really to push you closer, because everything is just is taking you to the next step. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm really getting what it is now, you know, like. But at the end of the day, like, I'm still so confused all by it, because something simple like that, like, at the end of the day, you're a grown man. You can't be waiting on me. You can't be waiting on me or anybody else. If I wasn't even here and you doing it to somebody else, you can't be waiting on somebody. You was a grown man. And you might say, you know, because I thought about this too. I'm like, maybe, you know, because that's something about me. I'm not a judgmental person. I don't care. You could be 42 years old. You could still be, I mean, certain things is kind of like, However, I'm still not going to judge you. That's not my place. But you could be like 40-something years old, still living with your moms, right? But who am I to judge? I'm not, you know, that person. Shoot, you see it so many times. People talk about people all the time, like, oh, why she don't have this? Why she don't have that? You don't know. They have a plan. A lot of people do have a plan. You know what I mean? A lot of people are saving up to get to where they got to get. Life happens. I get it. Life happens. So I was even on his side. How good of a person I am to even be on his side. Thinking like, maybe he wants it because, you know, he's going to get it for cheap. And, you know, it's his father's. And, you know, he could save with his future wifey. You know? But at the end of the day, You know, I was thinking like, you can't sit there and wait on somebody. You can't put your life on hold for somebody, because at the end of the day, I have my own plans too. You know what I mean? So I'm not finna just get up or feel uncomfortable because you want this. Nah, you gonna have to wait your turn, bruh. I'm not gonna tolerate all of this little stuff that's going on, like earlier, like with the kid saying, you know, should be saying excuse me when he's yelling, oh, open the gate, like little stuff like that. You know, let that bypass. But honestly, I'm the type of person, once I feel a certain vibe and I feel like, you know, that it's kind of like it's time to really ask you what's up. You gonna tell me what's up, like, because I'm very peaceful. I'm here by myself. I'm chilling. I live a very peaceful, very simple life, and I do whatever it takes in my power to remain peaceful and to keep my sanity. So when it comes to stuff like that, I don't play no games. I'm gonna get to the bottom of what you have up with me, and we gonna figure it out. That's it. We're gonna figure it out. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, we're going to figure it out, because you got issues, I don't. Only legit reason I came up with was honestly that he wants it, and his father told him that he can't, you know, he can't do anything about it until I leave. His father's right. He can't. Period. What makes him even think that he is so like high and mighty to be kicked? Do you think, like, listen, first of all, your father this would be like a court battle. That's number one. You don't hold that much power, bro. And I hate when people, you know, have this entitlement about them. What makes you think you are entitled to something as big as this? We're talking about, this is big. We're not talking about blocking somebody's number and deleting somebody off of Facebook and Instagram. Like, bro, you are a grown man. You are not a child. You should know this. It baffles me that people really have this entitlement about them. Like, you're not entitled. You don't have that much power. What is wrong with you? Like, go hold a corner. Can't run me from nowhere. You know, just because you want it, like, please get out of here. But anyways, like I said, I'm not mad about it. It's just, you know, this experience, it's stupid. Like, it's really stupid, but I just still wanted to talk about it. I don't care. But, you know, it's, like I said, it's definitely pushes me, because everything, I feel like, honestly, whatever you want to bring to life, whatever you want to manifest, especially big things like that, like, you know, moving a home, things like that, those are all big manifestations, right? So I feel like something like that, if you use it correctly, it's not negative. It's really not. You know, if you turn it into something more powerful and really put emotion to it, I feel like that the manifestation will show up way quicker. Well, that's what I kind of want to tell you guys, that, you know, everything that really bothers you or upsets you, or, you know, happens that you don't like, is it a bad thing? So, you know, don't put too much, you know, bad negative emotion to it. Put a positive emotion to it, you know, because what I find when it comes to, like, you know, law of attraction, manifesting, things like that, it's more of a feeling, like focusing on the feeling. Like the emotion that's going on in my situation, for example, right? That emotion that I'm feeling right now is like, oh, okay, like, I don't want that negative vibe, or I don't want that his energy around me, so it's gonna make me work harder, it's gonna make me push harder, it's gonna make me go harder just to move, just to not be around it. So that's what I'm talking about. You gotta take that emotion and make it an aggressive kind of thing to push through towards whatever it is that you want. And that's how everything becomes so fruitful. And so you just have to always know that the universe is on your side no matter what. And that is all that I wanted to share with you guys, because through this whole thing, you know, I still have like, oh yeah, you want to be on my good side. You don't want to be on my bad side, because trust me, you don't. You know, but I would do that only to make a point, or, you know, to prove a point, or to let that person know that you're going to respect me. And I think that was my main concern, because I find that very disrespectful and very rude that he even yelled that to the kid. You know what I mean? instead of telling him to tell me, say excuse me, or say, you know, sorry, can I get through, or something like that. He was just trying to be funny. But I don't play them type of games. You're going to respect me, period. I'm not asking, I'm telling you. That's the thing. For whatever reason, everybody is not going to like you. Everybody's not going to feel you because of the perspective that they had on you. Or you're going to respect me. And the way that you do it is not by, you know, being ghetto and being rah-rah and hoodish about it. You know what I mean? Or like, I'm motherfucking like this, like, nah. Like, you bugging, nah. Like, no. That is out. No. If you want to be respected, you have to speak in a respectful manner. And that alone is going to send a signal to their brain, like, respect. Calm your tone, calm your voice. So it's like, I had to think about that. I was like, because I felt like the rah person by myself. But I have to remember. But that's all I wanted to rant about, guys. The niceness in me is so radiant and so bright and just so natural to me. I'm not up in nobody's face. Like, I'm not a friendly person. But if I'm the one, just like when you walk into a room, if you walk into a room full of 10 people or 2 people, you're not expecting those 2 people, or at least you shouldn't expect those 2 people to say hi to you first. They were there before you got there. So you have to say hello first, and they will acknowledge you. That's just how it is. So that's what I did. When I came, they were already here, right? This where they live. So I felt like I had to introduce myself. Hello, how you doing? That's the proper way. That's how I was raised. So yeah, that is it. It's my little rant. Thanks for listening to me, bestie. I love you, best friend.
Revolution of the mind. Skibbly bang. Cause all I see is whips and chains.